What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video of price action trading. Today started with a nice bullish rally up higher. We can find the trend line from the first few swings lower, and you can see prices are fitting very nicely, very neatly. So at this point we are in an uptrend and we are waiting for a new high. But we broke right here, but we are inside of this downtrend. This trend line is holding. So before we start looking for a break and a new high of this bigger channel working up, we need to let the correction play out. And it happened right here with the break and a new low, and kind of unexpectedly, big spike in volatility happened. I don't know if this might have been related to the news. Probably could have been. I don't pay that much of attention to news, but if that was the case, the news caused this, the best thing is not to trade a few minutes after the news, because you want to let the market chill out a bit. But as you can see, prices are working low. We made a break and a new low, so the rule of the trend lines played out right here. From this point we can start looking for the new high, but unfortunately there was really no good setup to take. I was playing, when I was looking for a new high, I was playing there might be some trend line working right here, and it was really tempting to take this trade, but we are far away from EMA quite a bit, and the prices are, look at how many stims there are here. So many stims, prices are stacking up. This is starting to look very congestion like, so this is not the high probability setup, and unfortunately there is no setup according to our rules here, so we have to let the prices to go without us. And this was actually a big indicator for this trade actually, because this is very unexpected and this is very unusual that the trend just ended up with such a big spike up. I mean, it's not unusual, that because this is actually the sign that trend is ending. When there is a big spike, this is the last attempt by the bulls to make something happen. This is all their last attempt to rally it up higher, and they're now taking all their profits, and a lot of shorts are now jumping in. So let me actually show you something. So this is the pattern for the day. We have a leg working higher, we have a little bit of a correction, and if the trend was looking something like this, as you can see, first leg correction and the more 45-degree angle trend, I wouldn't have been thinking about taking this short. No way, because this is more healthy looking trend. But since, like I have mentioned, we have this correction working lower, we are making second leg, and then suddenly this steep spike. As you can see, this is the last attempt by the bulls. So this was the major indicator why I was really thinking, because normally this is the sign that the trend is over. This last spike by the bulls, the second leg is over now. So we are very far away from the EMA, and you can see this is very steep. This is 90-degree angle, and I always keep telling you, just 90 degrees, they will not go long enough. 90-degree angle is very uncommon in trading, and as you can see, especially this is the second leg, and we are making the new high of this bullish trend working higher. So it's definitely here at the very end of the trend, such a steep spike. This is the reason why I was thinking this trade might work, because normally you don't want to pick highs just like that, because this is looking like a counter trend trade at this point. But since we are making the new high and the second leg, and we finished it with such a steep rally, yeah, this is the last attempt by the bulls, and they are now, they threw in the towel now at this point. A lot of bears are now jumping in. So this is the failed second entry long, nice bearish bar. We are far away from EMA. Look at this, how far away from EMA we are. Somebody went actually long here. With us making a new high and this far away from EMA. They don't understand the price action, but so it's not really that counter trend trade as once was thought at first glance. But at this point, once again, we made a break and a new high, so the uptrend is over now. It's the rule of the trend line, so we should be looking for correction or a reversal, and reversal is happening. We spiked through EMA, we pulled back, we tested it. Unfortunately, there is no clear good setup, so we just have to let it go. And at this point, I actually was looking at some trend line working down here, but this is all I saw at this point. So it wasn't really, this wasn't really that clear to me how the trend line will look or anything like that. So I was really only trading the shorter term trend line working lower. So we have a second entry short here. We made a double top and the EMA is holding. So this is at the key entry point, double top. The signal bar unfortunately is not ideal. It is a doji looking bar, but still with the double top and the second attempt to retest the EMA, and we are waiting for a new low of this downtrend working lower. And this should be a reversal pattern because the bullish uptrend has worked out. So yes, I think the bar is worth taking, and we ended up making 2 legs to new low. And actually I forgot to mark this trade, because once again, look how the prices are reacting to key levels. This is why we have to find the key levels before we start trading. If you sit in front of your computer and before you do anything else, you first need to identify the current bias and find the key levels, because look, we broke just a little bit lower and we pulled back, snap back on the EMA. But there is no setup. Normally those failed breaks work, but there is no setup right here. The signal bar is too big. This is a bearish bar, so you just have to let it go without you. Just draw the shorter term trend line. You know, they will keep you on the right side of the market. We have a break, and this is a first entry, pullback, second entry. And this is normally a sign of a reversal pattern. Look at this, we broke lower below the support. We have a break of this trend line working lower and 2 legs to a new low. 2 legs, this is a good indicator that this, you know, this low should be valid. If it's only 1 leg, that, you know, there is some question that you don't want to take the long here, but since we made a 2 legs, buying the low is much more high probability. So we pull back, we ignore the resistance, pull back, went through the EMA and pull back on the EMA, and this is a failed second entry short. So this is, and we are waiting for a new high of this trend line working higher. Once again, price action rules working to the T. So yeah, we have a break, new high, and at this point I still didn't put my trend line in place. I start you know, putting the trend line here once we turn down on this bar, this lower high. I thought there might be some validity to this, and you can actually see that it fits. It might fit even here nicely. I'm gonna put it right here to make fit these lows. But I still didn't take this trade because it was too quick to me. I just found this trend line. So, you know, it is a lower high, but I still think, you know, you still don't know what can happen here near this EMA. But once we make, this is a new high, once we make pullback, first entry, pullback, second entry long that failed, and under the EMA is holding so nicely, and this is a nice reversal bar. Notice how big the bar was, so bullish, and at the very close we traded up lower, and all, you know, we ended up with this pin bar. You know, they try to shake up you a little bit, but you cannot monkey with the trades. You have to stay in. And this is a failed second entry short with the downtrend now off this trend line. So this is a good trade to go low, and you actually can get some nice runner. And yeah, at this point, look how we ignored the support here. It's clear that, you know, we shouldn't be looking to buy any failed break, because the support is almost not even there. How we shot through it, we sliced through it like a knife through butter. And we found a new low at this downtrend channel line. So with the new low right here, the correction is working higher. First entry, pull back, second entry. We have a break and a new high, and we have a triple top right here at the EMA. This is such a high probability setup. I'm actually surprised. It took us quite some time, and you know, even though it kept working higher, I was still, you know, very convinced this is going to work, especially with this last attempt right here, because a lot of times they want to, you know, trap a few more longs. But I still think this was a good trade, and we have to take, because it is according to rules. It is a pullback, first entry, second entry, triple top, and the EMA is holding in a downtrend. So nevertheless, I don't think you want to take this second entry long that failed, because you should have ended right here, and I don't want you to add on. I don't want anyone to add on unless you're extremely experienced, because if you add on right here, let's say you go short right here and you add on right here, if it doesn't work, you're gonna be emotionally scarred for a long time, because you're just gonna have back-to-back loser on one single trade, you could say. So definitely do not add on. Just Don't be greedy. Enter right here and let the prices do what they're gonna do. But if you follow the rules, you're most likely gonna be okay. And once again, we bounce at the trend line, now working lower. So we are now locating at the opposite trend line from this one. This is the lower trend line. So where we are heading, we're most likely heading to the other side of the trend channel line. So there's a correction working higher. Once again, draw the short-term trend lines. Don't be lazy. Don't be lazy. I know a lot of traders that I talk to, they're skipping the short-term trend line. They just want to find the bigger ones, and they're trying to catch the biggest move. But draw the short-term ones. So we have a correction working higher, break, and a new high happen right here. This is here just a double top. If you are trading this as a double top and you're looking to go short, I'm going to explain you now why you shouldn't. First of all, the signal bars are horrible, but let's say you had a better signal bar. The reason why you don't want to go short here in the middle and you want to wait for prices to get to the trend line is because we came from the lows of this trend line. This is another indicator that because we came from the very low of the other trend line, so we are heading to the other side of the trend line. So once you touch the other side of the trend line, the lower trend line, now you have to wait for prices to get to the upper side. So this is why you have to be waiting for prices to bounce from the upper trend channel line. And we actually have a nice pin bar, nice reversal bar at the trend line with the break and a 2x to new high. Prices made a clear scalp, and we just reversed from here. I wonder if prices are now not even trying to make a new low. We'll see what's gonna happen. Let me see if there's some trend line working higher. Right now I can't find anything good. Yeah, I don't know. There might be some trend line now working higher, but nevertheless, today was quite an easy day in my opinion. The price action was very clear. The rules worked nicely. Trend line working higher, break, new high. The correction played out nicely. Trend line working higher here, break, new high. Second entries at the key entry points are working. Today was really textbook price action. A lot of good entries here. So if you just wait for the proper entry points, key entry points, you're gonna do okay. So this is gonna be it for today, guys, and I see you in the next video. Bye, guys.